Today's adventure takes us to some ruins in the Sacred Valley. I hope you really enjoyed this video and you've been following along on my travels. Check out my YouTube channel for more. I've been staying in Urubamba as a frugal traveler trying to save some money as the meals are cheaper here, and I'm renting an apartment in a hotel for 400 soles or just $100 for a whole month. This archaeological site was the site of a rare Inca victory over the Spanish in the Sacred Valley after the rather horrendous defeat in Cusco with basically without firing any shots. Staying in Urubamba, I walked to the local bus station to catch a bus, which is only 3 soles, to Ollantaytambo. And I met a nice taxi driver that was gathering up a few locals, and he offered me 5 soles for a ride. The ride there cost me 5 soles in a taxi with 4 others, and the ride back cost me 3 soles in a Collectivo that was rather packed. Both are pretty economical, as in 5 soles is $1.25 and 3 soles is 75 cents. The taxi driver dropped me right off in the Plaza de Armas. I grabbed breakfast at a local shop. It was rather expensive compared to Urubamba, which is another reason why I'm staying here. After breakfast, I walked around a bit and I checked out the layout of the town and found the bus station and was looking at dark clouds, trying to time when I wanted to go to the archaeological site. Entrance to the archaeological site cost me 130 soles with a ticket, a tourist ticket like this. It allows you to visit up to 16 places within 10 days. You can also get a partial, which only allows you to visit, I believe, 4 locations, and it's only 70 soles. Students do get discounts, so they pay a little bit less. Now, once I got in here, I opted not to have a guide this time so I could walk around more freely and backtrack a little here and there maybe and get a lot more photos. I took lots of pictures, hundreds. So this is kind of compilation in the slideshow. Hope you enjoy it. You'll note that there are storehouses or remnants thereof up high on the mountains, kind of in cooler locations where it's windy so that the grains would keep better. And there's terraces all about, which is where they grew all the grains and other vegetables and things to eat, of course. There's also a sun temple, which doubles as a astronomical clock to gauge when the seasons are, which is really important. With an agricultural society depends upon knowing when the seasons are, and when the dry season and rainy seasons, when to plant, when to avoid planting. So it's very important. It goes beyond just religious significance. This is the oldest living Inca town. It never ceased to be, and it's still highly agricultural in its focus. And you see this awesome stonework. If you want to know how this stuff is made, how they cut it so intricately, trust me, they didn't have aliens. You can watch my Machu Picchu video and see from demonstrations of my awesome guide Carlos. If you would like to request Carlos, there's a link in that description so you can contact him. And you can see terraces. This is where they grew their food. You can see the town. There's still a town where it always was. You see a storehouse right there on the side of the mountain, up high with lots of windows to stay cool in the winds, prevailing winds. There's a few terraces and more storehouses there. There's a storehouse right here on the archaeological site that I'm touring. And you see some really good door work there. You can see the opposing mountain, some really intricate stonework. This was a wonderful afternoon. You see the people are still growing and very agricultural, and these descriptions of some terraces that they are still using to this very day. And these, of course, they're using it as a tourist attraction to make some money. And by the way, while you're in Plaza de Armas, people will walk up and try to sell you stuff. Check that out. Maybe that's a chair or a couch for a very important VIP. And you can see the Temple of the Sun here. And there'll be some more close-ups yet, I do believe. Yes, there's another close-up. You see a few ruins. The Spaniards did raise this place eventually. You can see some more awesome stonework and terraces. This was a working farm. It was very effective. And there's some more ruins. You know, hey, the Vandals, Spaniards, conquistadors. And there is the Sun Temple. It's like a calculator, a computer, if you will. You can see all the markings, and the sun would align and make shadows on these particular spots on the solstices and other important passings and times that were integral to their agricultural development and growth. And there's more. It's the Sun Temple, yeah. There's a lot of stonework. Some of it's more fine than others. The more important areas, like the Sun Temple, got more important attention. And then there's other areas where they have stacked rocks to make formed terraces to grow. You notice there are outcroppings on the rock, and they were used to align to really large megalithic stones. Just some scenery. I really did enjoy walking around this place, taking my time, doing a little backtracking here and there, and being careful not to annoy the Ministry of Tourism officials that were there, making sure no one was misbehaving or causing damage. The stonework was incredible. And a lot of these aren't really windows, they're more shelves where they put idols and other important things, maybe precious metals and such. Of course, the Spaniards stole all the gold, so that's a whole nother story. You see some more ruins. Spaniards just raised it a little. They really didn't build a big church or anything at this location, but they did toss stones about. And you see the terraces looking down toward town and looking over. The path actually goes around the mountain to some more terraces, and that's looking across the town at the storehouses. And that's the storehouse right here on this mountain. So, look at those colorful rocks. They hauled these rocks 5 kilometers to build this. There is some evidence of quarrying down below the mountain, but not in a significant number to have built such a large complex and terraces. Hope you guys are really enjoying this video. And if you want some frugal travel tips, check out my new Facebook group. I'll be putting a link down in the description below. Back on the subject of frugal travel, a river guide, as many of you know. I earn my living by pushing rafts down the river on the Ocoee River and entertain guests with tall tales and whatever history or trivia they so desire. And I also get paid occasionally to safety kayak on smaller trips, especially on the upper Ocoee through the Olympic course. Big fun. Hard to believe you get paid to do that, but they don't pay us much. And I'd like to make a shout out to all my guests and friends who helped fund this trip with their wonderful donations and generous tips. So back to the subject at hand. I really enjoyed this visit, and main reason I went is because everybody kept asking me questions about Sacred Valley and Machu Picchu on my rafting trips after they learned I spent a lot of time in South America and have previously visited Peru, although I more often go to Ecuador. Note that tight little alley. Wow, that's beautiful. Look at that stonework clinging to the side of the mountain. I really enjoyed this visit. It was really pretty cool. I've been getting quite a few inquiries. People might want to come visit South America with me. If you're so inclined, leave me a comment below. I'd really like to get some feedback on what people expect and what they'd like to do. I do it on a very frugal budget. I kind of enjoy living around the people, la gente, more so than being in a resort. That's really not my style. hey, I'm a river guide. I don't make much money. I work a few months every summer trying to squirrel away money to make it through the winter down in South America and learn more of the language and customs and meet really interesting people. I spend more time in Peru with the locals. I really don't hang out with the expats or other tourists so much. That's really not why I'm here. It's like, look at that awesome stonework. Look at those really cool terraces. It's really, you got to see this in person to truly appreciate, I do believe. Some of this is not quite as important as Temple of the Sun, so it's smaller pieces. They're more there for function than for beauty. And looking over here, I'm not sure that was a storehouse, but there are some buildings and maze-like corridors in here. Some more destruction from the Spaniards, but you can see the markings on the outside of rock used to align them. And some more really cool pictures of the terraces looking downwards. There's a storehouse once more. And in a bit, I'll be walking around the side of the mountain. So if you enjoy these videos, and I suspect you do because you're more than 10 minutes into this one, please do subscribe and ring the bell to stay up to date. If you'd like to help make more of these videos, consider donating through the Venmo link, or come rafting with me this summer coming. Yeah, have a good time on the Ogowe River, surf it up, or whatever you have in mind. I'm here to please. I generally spend 3 to 6 months in South America during my off season. I've been resisting the urge to guide down to South America. I'm kind of concerned I won't come back if I start doing that. Not that that'd be a bad thing, but I'd miss my friends. You can see these ruins are really cool. I like seeing interesting things while I visit in South America, and I like to go to a few new places. Although, honestly, there are some places I really enjoy repeat visits to, and I have lots of friends in certain parts of Ecuador, both in the Napo and over in Baños de Agua Santa. And I got a really good friend in Lima, Peru. My friend Ivo I met on a previous adventure in Ecuador years ago. And you can see it's some really cool ancient civilization down here. It's certainly not what a lot of people expect. And it's quite affordable if you're frugal. You know, learn a little bit of language. Right around, it's a good time. I really enjoy spending my time in South America and meeting interesting locals and learning about the culture and Pachamama and how people live. It's quite inspiring to me. So you see some water channels are carved in. I don't know if they're showing right now. My timing's not great. And you can see where there's some other knobs made, and they attached ropes to those, and the ropes and levers were used to place the giant rocks and move them around, as you see. And after all these centuries, the irrigation system still works. Ooh, water reminds me of watering holes. I consider myself a beer connoisseur, and there are some awesome artisanal beers in the Sacred Valley. Many great brew pubs here in Urubamba and closer to the other end as well. So I do know a few tricks about eating well and drinking well. I don't drink to excess, but I do enjoy really tasty IPA or pale ale, porters, what have you. And there's some great vino at very, very kind prices here. But the food, the Peruvian food is the bomb. There's lots of great food to be had. You would just have to try it. Ceviche is the bomb, man. So if you've been to South America, I'd really like to hear from you. I'd like to hear about your favorite places that you visited in Peru, or places you think I ought to go visit, or maybe some elusive spot that you missed and you'd like to learn about. So please do leave some suggestions down in the comments below. I read all the comments. I like to interact with my fans and friends. And here you're seeing some more of the disjointed stuff that the Spaniards uprooted and kind of trashed. It's just the way it is. So I hope you really enjoyed this one. This was a real treat on my part. Hey, I might even want to go back someday. Maybe I'll bring a few friends with me next time and help spread the joy, support the local economy. I generally hire local guides because that's how you learn how this stuff was really built. I had a great time in Machu Picchu. You can see some grooves for water right there in those videos, or still shots really. But all in all, this was an awesome time. There's lots of great things to do here, and I do know a few tricks about how to be frugal and find nice places at low cost, or stay with local families and try to support the local economy and the people. I really dig seeing what it's really like and understand how people survive on the amount of wages they earn, which is helpful as a river guide because I'm not sure I earn much more in a year myself. And look at this awesome water feature. So hit that subscribe button. Consider making a donation via Venmo. And please come rafting with me. Love you all. Want to hear more from you. Peace out, brother and sisters.